Evening all, welcome back to Space Engineers. Right, we're starting a new project. This is, this is Asteroid Base 0001-A. This is, look at this, it's pretty good skybox, isn't it? That's from, check the links. I'll probably include a list of all the mods I'm using. I will also publish this map from time to time as well. But as you can see, we crashed our starter ship onto an asteroid, the biggest one we could find. And now what we're going to do, this happened quite a while ago. I've been working on this for a while. But what we're about to do now is show you how we hollowed it out and turned it into basically our own little playpen. And this became our new base. Now let me just explain why we're starting a new base, because you're probably thinking, but Pyrex, that flagship was just the best thing we've ever seen ever. Well, let me explain. I reloaded my PC. I actually upgraded from Windows 7 to Windows 8. Don't be a hater. Windows 8 is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It seems to work quite well. I actually quite like it. And yes, I'm a noob, I guess. But anyway, so by upgrading, I did what everybody told me to do. And this shows you how young and impressionable an idiot I am. I'm not even young, but anyway, they told me go and get a new hard disk and just do a fresh install on that. I thought, okay, that sounds good. So I went off and bought one. It was Trub that told me that, by the way. I went off and bought a new hard disk, but I forgot to back everything up. So I still have that old hard disk, but I kind of waved it at the computer a bit and I shouted it. I said, work! It didn't work, so I'm out of ideas. So post in the comments if you know how to get the magical pixie fairy elves to come from one hard disk to another. I'm joking, of course. I just basically decided to upgrade completely, and in the process of doing so, I've now got a brand new kind of well, not PC, but a brand, everything's fresher and newer. And I've got to admit, after doing videos for almost 3 years, 2 years, and then maybe doing YouTube for a year and a half now, something like that. My computer had never been reloaded once, so it was in a pretty bad state, and I didn't realize how slow it was until I put Windows 8 on it. Obviously I upgraded to 8.1 because that's actually good. Everything else is pretty terrible. 8.0 wasn't very good, but 8.1 I quite like. It's got a really nice feel to it. I don't know, I like it, bro, and that's all that matters in it. So anyway, this is our new project. Now, I thought to myself, should I just go and recover the old files? Should I just go and have a look for them? I thought, to be honest, the problem with legacy builds is that they're filled with problems. They're filled with trash. It's starting a new map is probably the best thing you can do. I honestly believe that. And as you can see here, I just had the opportunity to do something completely different. It really was a Monty Python moment. So I thought, what do I really, really, really want to get from this this game? Like a Spice Girl, what do I really, really want? And I thought the reality is I wanted an asteroid base, a proper, decent, solid asteroid base. So much so that I actually thought to myself, I want to be able to leave meteor storms on, because it kind of grates me a bit that how you generally run them with them off, because the station isn't that great. It always seems to take just massive amounts of damage. So I thought, why not just start again and have this wonderful asteroid protecting my base, and then basically use it as a complete base. Now, let me just tell you the idea. The idea is to hollow out the immediate middle of this asteroid, then put a spherical gravity generator in and use this planet as a small little planetoid so I can run around with gravity. And eventually I'll produce machinery. The Adeptus Mechanicus in me will create machinery that will then smooth this asteroid completely. I mean, it's pretty lofty goal, isn't it? But I've got to admit, I'm really excited for it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This first bit here I'm doing, oh, by the way, I am in creative. Deal with it. Deal with it. I'm not going to sit here and mine everything. I'm going to get the base up and running to its fullest and then go to survival. So that's literally my plan. I haven't even got a mining ship in this, so I wouldn't even know how to start this. So chill. We'll do a proper survival series eventually, but I really just wanted to create something that I think I'd never done before, and it's like Minecraft, I guess, and it's designed to be like Minecraft because I really wanted to build something that I think I'd never really done before. And as you can see, look at this. That's the asteroid there. It's huge. And that is a big bada boom going on there. That is a big asteroid. And What I didn't know, and I'm going to spoil it for you right now, is that the inside of this is already hollow. All I'm doing here, oh, there we go, look at that. There we go, perfect timing. Look at that, the insides of this are ready to go. This is going to be amazing. And as you can see, I've hollowed out a nice little entry point for small ships. So the first thing we'll do is we'll build like a gantry level and etc. But you know, in reality, the first thing I wanted to do was to wire this whole asteroid up first. Now, by wire, you're probably thinking, what do you mean by wire? Well, by wire, I mean have a full, connection of blocks all the way to all the exits, because there's like Swiss cheese, there are other exits out. I wanted everything, so every exit will have a kind of structured base around it, or rather on top of it, and then it'll all feed in. Now the problem with this, and I'll give you basically again the too long didn't read, because I've spent a lot of time on this, so this is quite old footage, as I say. The biggest problem I had was the gravity fields. Now, getting gravity to be across multiple planes is a pain in the arse. And a little tip for you is use the F11 menu. It will only work in private servers. You can't have anything online. It's got to be private. Once you're in private, if you press F11, then you set the entities, you show the entities, basically the bottom of the 3 ticks. It will show you the extent of the gravity fields, the sensors, etc., which I can only explain is incredibly important to you. Now, by doing that, I was able to create mini gravity fields everywhere, which meant I could almost, walk off a ledge and then the gravity would grab me, and then it would almost be I'm walking now down or up. It was beautiful, and seriously, please keep watching this series, because this is going to be a little mini series, because it's going to be good, I promise you. I learned so much doing this as well. I think just the beauty of trying to build a base that goes across many different dimensions of travel is really difficult. So hopefully that sold it to you. Probably the most enjoyable part of it was the lighting as well. Now, because think about it, the station that I had before, I didn't even need to light really. Because the sun shone through the windows, obviously. So that worked out quite well. Now in this, because it's in a dark, damp asteroid, I actually do need to think about how I'm going to light this. And when you see how we light it, it's well worth a look. So there we go, it's the sun. So this is our second ejection port, or hole, I guess. And this is obviously what we're going to have to open up and expand, and we end up blasting it actually again, but. The point really is we wanted to have, I think, just the ability to have multiple egresses in and out. Now this one obviously will become, it's on a different plane, so this is where we had to do that kind of walking along, then do a switch and then go down, so it's a real kind of 90-degree moment of travel. So again, really, really good stuff. But as you can see, look at that. So we've got a single little base, single little, kind of tranche in. We've got our starter ship fueling everything still, so we've still got that little reactor on there. But as you can see, this is the site. This is it. This is what we turn into, something quite extraordinary. So we go. We're just going to blast. So you can see we've just set our 3 warheads up. Now there's new features. You can actually use a kind of timed countdown, which is quite nice. And wait for them to explode. There we go. Boom. So that starts to open up this area here. Now you can open it up quite a bit, but I think really the reality is you don't need too much, because again, a meteorite could fly in and destroy stuff. So you generally want to avoid that. But I think really this is a testament to the game, and I would honestly urge people, try different stuff, give it a go. Don't just sit with your same map, because while it was kind of like daunting to start again, it really was. I think the reality was I was actually quite excited about it, because it meant doing something that I'd never done before ever, which is pretty awesome. As you can see, we've got autosave back on, because I lost a huge amount of work not autosaving before, because I'm a noob. But here we go. So what we've got now is we've got a crater that we're going to turn into a docking area. So we're going to do this just by covering it and then opening it up. Now, ideally, eventually, this will have hangar doors. And the hangar doors will actually be linked to a panic switch. So the idea is, and I've been learning the switching as well. That's probably the one thing that I think I really would recommend people get used to, is the switching. Learning how to use the sensors and the switches. They're not easy, but once you get it, it is easy, if that makes sense. Because the reality is that you need to know them. So, for example, when a meteorite shower is inbound, I seem to get a warning for some reason because of that, which is awesome. I don't know why. Is that vanilla? I didn't realize they said that now. But either way, you get a warning, and then you can just quickly press a button, And then effectively what happens is that you can have all the hangars shut, so these doors close automatically, and then the turrets activate. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? I am amazed how much you could do with this game. I think it is literally akin to Minecraft, because it has the same, I guess, longevity. You'll get to a point where you think, oh, I've done that now, I'm bored of it now. And then all of a sudden you'll think like, well, let's just try something new. And you'll build something, or you'll try something, and you'll realize all of a sudden it is a huge Lego playset, and it's something that I think will give you real joy if you keep mixing it up a bit. I really would urge people to try that, because otherwise I think it's very difficult to kind of keep building the same base over and over. I had this a little bit with this base, where eventually you get to a point where you think to yourself, well, I've kind of done it now. I'm not too sure what else to do with it. And I think this is where I would recommend people look at the mods. Definitely go and check out the mod scene, because I think I've got a huge amount of mods running on this. Although we've not even used any of them yet. I think the reality is that they're pretty good. They're worth looking at. I think that starter ship there is actually a new mod, but again, I could be wrong. Post in the comments if I've got that wrong. But I think, to be honest, there is so much here that you can now play with. I would recommend downloading any mod that gives you building materials. Something like, for example, we've downloaded the command and control pack. We've downloaded the mess hall pack. We've downloaded the bunk pack. We've downloaded basically any pack that gives us like gantries. Gantries are probably the best thing in this game. Seriously, they should be added to the vanilla, ages ago, because gantries in this game make it feel brilliant. They really do. And you'll see as we have an excessive use of gantries throughout. And I think this is the beauty of the whole thing, really. But there we go, look at that. So this is our landing point. So our starter ship is now merged into the station, which is an awesome thing. And eventually what will happen is this starter ship will become a conning tower. And in fact, we actually end up building naturally the most important part of this, which you'll see right now. Can you guess what it is? Oh, dear me. This is a bit of vanity. I do apologise in advance for this, but this is a little bit of vanity going on. But I think there's definitely worth building something like this in every map you do. Give it a brand, give it an identity. And I think this was something that I really was quite excited to do. I think also as well, it's always nice to have the little kind of additions to the map that give it a little bit of, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. Because if you have something that's a little bit kind of unusual in the map, it also, I guess, becomes a focal point of it. So we downloaded the tree mod as well. So we actually have a little tree area in this asteroid. I mean, it's silly, I know, but it just feels right. It just feels funny, you know what I mean? And I think at the end of the day, that's the point, really. And I think really what you're trying to sort of achieve with this is something that's personal to you. And I think the best thing to do is just have fun. Now, again, I think in terms of mods, watch out for some of the turret mods. They're not great. They are actually not great. And I think avoid some of the command chair mods, because again, it's debatable really the benefit they give you. But I think otherwise, they go by the popularity. I think the popular ones generally tend to be the best ones, obviously, but they generally are pretty good ones. And I think really it's down to yourself to decide how you want to do this. Now, for me, I really wanted a map that I would have more confidence in living in without having to remove the features. So that meteor storm and cargo ships, etc. So I wanted something that, I guess effectively I could use all the time, really. Oops, look at that. That's a balls up. But I think that was something really that I wanted to, just ensure that I would use the map more, because the station was good, but I just felt like I was disabling a lot for it to work, and I wanted it to be more vanilla, if that makes sense. I wanted it to, not have thruster damage removed. I wanted it to have this, and this, and I think that was kind of my raison d'etre with this whole thing. There is one more mod that I would recommend, and I just think it's probably the best mod I've ever seen, and I'm amazed again it's not in the vanilla version, because it is just such a simple, clever mod. Oh, there we go, meteorites inbound. So we'll pick up next time. See us finish off that sign, and I'll show you which mod it was. In fact, I'm not going to tell you which mod it was. You have to watch the video next time.